Yo everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing an updated video of mine, which is my top 5 favourite concealers for medium to tan skin, Indian, Pakistani, Bangladeshi, South Asian skin tones, or anyone and everyone who has got similar skin tones to mine. Just because I always have to say, because someone always gets offended, I just mentioned those ones because I am South Asian and I am half Indian, I'm half Pakistani, and Bangladesh is just next door. There are lots of women from that part of the world that have very similar skin tone to mine. If you feel offended just because I haven't mentioned you specifically, I suggest that maybe you have a word with yourself, because there are much more important things to get offended about than the fact that I didn't mention you specifically. Moving on. So the last time I did this video, I actually checked, was like in 2015. I look so different. I had some dodgy pigtails in my hair or something, I don't know. Anyway, so a lot of my concealers have actually changed since then, or what I would consider my favorites. Now, that video I was looking back at, and a lot of those do still stand. However, this is not a top 10 concealer video, this is a top 5, just to make it easier for you guys if you are interested in looking into something quite new. And a lot of obviously newer products have come out since then, which were not mentioned in that video. In that video was the Kevin Aucoin Central Skin Enhancer, that's what it's called, right? Still absolutely love it. It's just not in my top 5 right now because I don't actually tend to use it all the time. I use it now and then for more full coverage. The Urban Decay Naked Skin, still a big favourite, but unfortunately I've run out of them and I don't have any to show you. So, and plus it's still a favourite, but not as much as these ones, I would say. There is one that is in that video, which is still in this one, and it's, look at it, it's nearly finished because it's been lying on its side. And it is the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. My shade is in NC35. Now, first off, MAC has got a massive range of foundations and concealers. It was one of the first makeup brands out there that most people tended to go towards just because of its availability and its accessibility in the world, in that there are shops everywhere that sell it, department stores and whatnot. Whereas a lot of other brands are a lot more difficult to get hold of, especially if you are outside of the major cities and you live in specific countries which don't generally tend to sell a lot of kind of more bespoke kind of brands. So I absolutely love this concealer still to this day. Ever since it first came out, however many years ago, I have continued to buy it. This one is about to run out and I have got a backup of it. I love this. It doesn't move all day. It gives really good coverage and it's an excellent concealer. It's got a slightly runny texture, but it's not too thick either, meaning it's very easy to blend under the eyes as well as to use on the face as well. Now, the next one I'm going to show you, there is about 28 to 30 shades, some of which are colour correcting, to be fair. And this is the LA Girl Pro Conceal HD High Definition Concealer. I am actually showing you 2 shades because I tend to use 2. One of the reasons, firstly, that I love it is that it's a £5 in the UK. That is so affordable and it's excellent quality. I do like a lot of drugstore brand concealers, don't get me wrong. The Makeup Revolution one was one I was considering bringing into this video, but I have used it up and it's finished. But I was also like, which one do I like more, this one or that one? Definitely this one. This one again has got excellent coverage. The fact that it's got such a large range of shades as well makes it easily accessible and usable for so many people. Now, the 2 shades that I use is Pure Beige and Creamy Beige. Now, Creamy Beige has the description as for fair skin with creamy undertones, of which I am not. But it's what worked well for me when I tried it out. So then Pure Beige is for fair to medium skin with warm undertones. So what I tend to do is I tend to use Pure Beige first for more kind of concealing under the eyes, and then I use Creamy Beige for a little bit of highlighting. Now, these are very thick in consistency. A very damp and malleable beauty blender is definitely advised rather than your finger or your brush, because you will find otherwise it will kind of clog up under the eyes. These wear beautifully on the skin. They're amazing to use as concealers as well as contouring products too. And like I said, there is a colour correcting section within this range as well. I personally don't feel that I need to colour correct with this or any of the other concealers that I'm going to show you. The reason being is that I really am not a big fan of colour correcting unless it's absolutely 110% necessary. If you've got very severe hyperpigmentation, fair enough, your foundation and your concealer will not cover it underneath and you need to do that. For people like me who've got medium kind of pigmentation and scarring and whatnot, your foundation should be good enough to cover it up. Your concealer under your eyes and applying it to various points on your face should also be enough to cover it up. So color correcting isn't always necessary, and all these concealers that I'm going to show you are actually full coverage, and that shouldn't be much of a surprise because you know that I like my full coverage. But even when it comes to foundations, I don't mind medium coverage, but when it comes to concealers, the less that I have to use, the better it is for me, I say. I really hate those concealers where you have to apply a couple of layers because you can still see your skin tone underneath. Kind of defeats the whole purpose of concealing in my mind. So I'm just letting you know for now, these are all full coverage ones that I'm showing you guys. So you don't actually need to use that much to get a flawless finish under your eyes or on various points of your face. But yeah, so I absolutely love these. Like I said, £5 makes them amazing value for money. And then the quality is excellent too. The next one I'm going to show you guys shouldn't be much of a surprise. This is the Tarte Shape Tape Contour Concealer. I didn't realise that was his full name, Contour Concealer. Shape Tape. Anyway, so it shouldn't be much of a surprise. When this first came out, I told you guys it was my absolute favourite. It's not my holy grail, it's my second holy grail. If I'm allowed to have a second holy grail, or is that just second best really? I don't know. But I love this. My shade is in medium. As far as I'm aware, their shade range was pretty poor. But as this video is geared towards medium skin tone specifically, it's generally okay. If you are kind of my skin tone-ish, medium will generally work for you. I've noticed that a lot of people who are a little bit lighter than me or a little bit darker than me also tend to get away with using the shade medium. It's a really nice kind of in-between sort of shade that works with concealing the under eyes, highlighting the under eyes, highlighting the high points of your face as well. Obviously they were the first brand that came out with this big fat brush, which so many of us hated, including myself, until we got used to using it. Then it was like nothing else would do because it covers such a large area with minimum effort and minimal product as well. I love that it's got a creamy kind of matte finish to the skin. It also doesn't crease as much as other ones as well. It's got a thick-ish consistency, which is one of the types of textures that I really like when it comes to under eye concealers, because it tends not to move around that much, and even though you are probably going to set it, it needs minimal setting as well. But I do have to say, in terms of people who've got deep skin, as far as I was aware, I thought that they were increasing the shade range. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's not something that I obviously pay attention to loads, purely out of selfish reasons that I obviously have the shade that I like, so I don't tend to keep an eye on everybody else's shades. But yeah, let me know below, have they sorted that out yet? Are we still all about kind of 50 Shades of White around here, Tarte? Hey. Okay, the next concealer I'm going to show you is the Colourpop No Filter Concealer. This is like my 6th bottle. I absolutely love it. It's not a bottle, it's my 6th tube, I mean, not bottle. Love it. I have bought this so many times. I'm just looking up for you the shade. That's why if you're wondering what's she doing on her phone. So I still have quite a few backups of before they changed the shade range and the names, because now I believe they have something amazing like 40 shades, which is great. So they've included loads of extra shades, but that means they also had to shift the names around. So the one I was using previously was called Medium 30, but that is now called Medium 28. And it says a golden undertone skin concealer for medium skin tones. So it's perfect for me. Now bear in mind that this does oxidize slightly. That was one of the downsides of these concealers. Other than there are definitely more positives in that it's full coverage, it's creamy, it's matte, it looks brightening, it looks gorgeous, it doesn't move around on the face, and it's generally a very good concealer. The only issue was that it oxidizes, and I only found that out after buying a couple of shades, and then I had to settle on this one that in the tube looks very pale against my skin tone, but then when I realized it oxidized, I was like, ah. So it does actually work for my skin tone. Personally, I use this under the eyes to conceal. Again, it gives great coverage, and I don't feel that I have to go in with any more than one layer. And this is $6. So this is another really affordable and excellent quality concealer. Last but not least is my holy grail favorite concealer overall. And by the way, the others weren't done in any specific order. This is just the last one I happened to pick up. It's the Urban Decay All Nighter Concealer. You guys know that ever since this came out, whenever it was last year, year before, whenever, I have loved it ever since, and nothing has been able to replace it in my heart. The Tarte Shape Tape does come a very close second, but this one still manages to beat it. It is on the prices side, it is £20. and generally I think the size of this, or the amount of liquid you get, is quite little as well. For example, it's 3.5 ml, and then the Tarte Shape Tape is, I don't know, more. Doesn't actually say it on there, it's more. And then for example, the MAC one is 9 ml. LA Girl one doesn't have the mil, but it's got the fluid ounces. It's 0.25, and Urban Decay is 0.12. So out of all of the ones I've shown you, this one contains the least amount of product whilst being the most expensive in terms of how much liquid is in there as well. Because I believe this does cost more, but this one is huge in comparison to that one. Now, the reason I've got two shades, I've got medium neutral and medium dark warm, is that one is a little bit darker and has got more yellow undertones to it, and then medium neutral has got a little bit more neutral undertones and it's a little bit lighter. So I normally tend to use medium dark warm to place it under my eyes, and then I go in with medium neutral, just kind of dot it a little bit, and I put it on the high points of my face, and it acts as a more illuminating kind of concealer. I love it. It's full coverage, it's matte, and it does not crease. I actually don't need to use any setting powder under my eyes if I don't want to, because this is one of the first concealers that I've ever come across that does not really crease. Now, I have got normal to combination skin. I don't have oily skin. If you have oily skin, you may find that it does crease a little bit, but I definitely think the amount of oil production underneath the eyes is a lot different to how it obviously is on your face, because you don't have oil glands under your eyes. So how it performs on the face will be completely different to how it performs under your eyes. But I love this. It's excellent. The only thing I would say is that I was just looking on their website. It says explore all 14 shades, and some of them appear to be new. Their range is not great when it comes to deeper skin tones. Again, unfortunately, I feel you guys get bumped way too much in 2018. Come on, people. But anyway, I absolutely love this concealer. It's excellent. I will buy it again and again and again until I come across another one, another brand even, that I find that is equally good, or if not better. I'm always on the hunt for something new. I'm always on the hunt for something more affordable as well. I would definitely say that £20 is not an affordable concealer for most people, especially when you consider the little amount that you get in it. But funnily enough, because I've got so many concealers, I'm still using the first one. I think these are the first set that I ever bought, maybe the second. But then I'm not expecting everybody else to have the amount of concealers that I have as a result of my YouTube channel. So that's it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. On my lips I'm wearing Colourpop's, it's on the side, Fortune Favours Ultra Satin Lip. If you're wondering about my Biggie Smalls t-shirt, it's from ASOS. My huge ghetto earrings are also from ASOS. 90s girl around here, remember? As in, I grew up in the 90s. Anyway, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, comment, make sure you subscribe. I hope you found it useful or helpful. Let me know if you've got any comments or questions below. And let me know what your favourite concealers are and why. Or why you should maybe think that I should look into something else. Or feel free to ask me if I've tried something else and why I've not decided to put it in here. I'll obviously give my reasons behind it. You may agree, you may not agree. But that's the only way that we can kind of learn from each other. So I will see you all in the next video. Bye.